What's up, everybody? Matt Gajewski here, back again with the Awesemo channel. And today we are talking PrizePicks college football ahead of week 6, Thursday and Friday. Before we get started, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all other content goes live. Of course, we are going to be heading over to PrizePicks. We are going to be checking out some props provided by our friends over there. And I want to start with 4 picks, and we're going to give you 1 for Thursday, 3 for Friday. And let's just dive right into this. We're going to start with some rushing numbers. The first thing here, we're going to take a look at Coastal Carolina versus Arkansas State. Coastal Carolina, they're using 2 backs. They're using Shamari Jones. They're using Reese White. Shamari Jones has been out the last 2 games, but when he was healthy, he was previously in a direct timeshare with Reese White, a near 50-50 split. By all accounts, he is going to be ready to play in today's game. And on the year, 35 carries for Shamari Jones. He's averaging 96 yards per game. Now he has the benefit of facing the dead last defense in college football. Not a joke, dead last, 130th. Arkansas State allowing 318.5 rushing yards per game to FBS opponents this year. Not to mention Grayson McCall, their fantastic signal caller, is entering this game with an ankle injury. He's expected to play, but he was in a boot as early as Sunday. That means we could see potential elevated rushing work for the Coastal Carolina backs, like Reese White as well, but take the lower prop with Shamari Jones here as long as he's healthy. That is where we are going to be going. For Friday, we're going to stick with the run game at first, and we're going to take a look at Florida International taking on Charlotte. A really interesting game here overall. Florida International a little bit off the board, but they're a team that actually has used a feature back in Devontae Price. In the last 4 games, he's carried the ball 23, 15, 17, and 16 times. He's averaging 17.4 touches per game and 80.6 rushing yards per contest. Now, a little bit of efficiency, it leaves a little bit to be desired here for Price, but he gets a fantastic matchup this week against Charlotte, a team who has struggled in run defense. They're currently allowing 277.5 rushing yards per game. It's a close spread, 3.5 points in favor of Charlotte, which means FIU should be competitive in this spot. And overall, the total is 61 points. So we're expecting points on the board for both teams. Taking the over on Devontae Price, 86.5 rushing yards, makes a lot of sense to me. From here, we are going to head over to the passing game, taking a look at another marquee matchup on Friday in Cincinnati versus Temple. Hitting Desmond Ridder, we are going to go under 284.5 passing yards. Now, this comes down to a few factors. First of all, it is not projected to be a competitive game here. It is a 29-point spread, 4 touchdown spread in favor of Cincinnati. The total is also low at 54 points. Both of these teams well below average in terms of pace. Temple running 67 plays per game, Cincinnati running 65. So we already have a slow pace. From there, we have a sample of Desmond Ridder in games this year seeing reduced passing volume against notable competition. In fact, he's been below his prop, which is listed 286.5, 2 times this year against Indiana, against Murray State, and he's seen reduced volume, less than 30 attempts in both contests where they were favored by over multiple scores, Miami, Ohio, and Murray State. Not to mention, Temple plays strong defense. Their pass defense allows only 169 pass yards per game. So we have all of this culminating in Desmond Ridder projected for a lot of passing yards at 286.5 in a slow game environment. Not many points projected against the Temple defense, which has been above average. Hitting the under here makes a lot of sense for Ridder. And our last one, we're going to take you to the receiving game and taking a look. There's two situations here I think you can target. The first one is going to be for Arizona State. You have Ricky Pearsall, their wide receiver 1, listed with 48.5 receiving yards. This is a situation where his prop likely rises throughout the week. Johnny Wilson's out of this game with a hamstring injury, and it has not been reflected in his projection on PrizePicks yet. We have Pearsall. He has a 16.5% target share. He leads the team with 239 receiving yards. That comes out to 48 receiving yards per game. This prop is based on his season average. Johnny Wilson is their most targeted wide receiver on the team, and he is not going to play in this game. Those targets have to go somewhere. Pearsall figures to see a bump, at least to some degree, and even a slight bump should put him over his league average. He's a strong bet here. I do think this also applies to LV Bunkley Shelton, but Pearsall's just a full-time player and Shelton plays a part-time role. So Pearsall will be the preferred play based on that. You can also take a look at this with Stanford. Bryson Tremaine is unfortunately the only Stanford receiver of note, but he's not going to play in this game. So Elijah Higgins maybe hitting the over on his prop could be something you do as well. Just take a look at these teams that have injured receivers that aren't reflected yet in the PrizePicks props because these lines will move. Now, that'll do it for us today. Thank you guys for checking out PrizePicks, for checking out the stream. We'll be back with more props for the Saturday Week 6 main slate. Of course, I'm Matt Gajewski on Twitter at Matt_Gajewski. Thanks again to PrizePicks. Leave a comment on your way out. Let me know your favorite play, and we will see you guys again next time.